So it looked like Nike has found themselves in a world of trouble after this big-time Super Bowl commercial.
It looks like Nike has found itself in some serious hot water following its Super Bowl commercial. Did they really drop a new ad right after the big game? Fans are talking, but not in a good way. Caitlin Clark, one of the biggest names in women's basketball, was the star of Nike's Super Bowl ad. Everyone was excited to see her get the spotlight. But then, just when it seemed like Nike was making the right move, they dropped another ad promoting a t-shirt featuring Caitlin's image, but they didn't even bother.
And then we're gonna have a couple Caitlin Clark cameos here and there just to appease everybody, okay? Just to appease everybody, that's what we're gonna do. But the day after, that's when we really roll out the real commercial.
Bother to mention her name. That's right, every other athlete got a shout out, but Caitlin was left out like she wasn't even part of the team. They tried to appease fans with a few quick cameos from her here and there, but it didn't feel like enough. And the real kicker? This came right after they made such a big splash with that Super Bowl ad. It seemed like
24 hours after a big-time Nike commercial that pretty much starred Caitlin Clark and other women athletes, Nike had found themselves in serious hot water after another commercial that has been released about the t-shirt I reported.
The perfect moment to celebrate Caitlin's achievements, but instead, they dropped the ball. Imagine this, you're on top of the world, and then suddenly, it all falls apart. That's exactly what happened to Nike and Caitlin Clark. One minute they were riding high, and the next, they were caught in the middle of a social media firestorm. 24 hours after their big Super Bowl commercial featuring Caitlin and other athletes.
Speak up. You can't be so ambitious. You can't break records. You can't have any fun. You can't make demands. You can't keep score. You can't stand out. Whatever you do, you can't win.
Nike found itself under fire. This time, it wasn't just about the spotlight, it was about respect. A new ad for a t-shirt came out, and Caitlin was nowhere to be found by name. The same Caitlin Clark who's been breaking records left and right, getting tons of love from fans, and now being treated like she wasn't even there. Fans were upset, and it didn't take long for them to express their frustration.
You want to know what I'm selling? I'm selling greatness! Asia Wilson, 3-time MVP. We got Jordan Childs, we got Juju Watkins, we got Sha'Carri Richardson. Okay. And we got Arena Sabalenka.
Champion.
Hustling is not easy, but I love it. Sabrina, I know you want a tea. Thinking about it? You're thinking about it. They're gonna go fast, kind of like Sha'Carri. I accept card. Where's the card? Come on.
Oh, wait, for what's that box?
These don't come out till March. They may or may not be shirts, but if I tell you, I'm gonna have to kill you. Oh, you want one of these? Nike.com.
One user posted, "If you're not even going to acknowledge her name while recognizing everyone else, maybe it's time for her to find a brand that values her." That stung, and rightly so. Another comment echoed the disappointment. How could you do this to someone who's been a star?
Caitlin Clark will be featured on a Nike t-shirt alongside everybody else that starred in that Nike commercial yesterday at the Super Bowl. Well, I'm here to tell you, they released a new ad in regards to that t-shirt and the one with Caitlin Clark with the light bulb, and she's pretty much the A. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I reported on that last week, man. Why did Nike?
This isn't the kind of respect she deserves. It didn't stop there. People flooded social media, calling out Nike for their failure to appreciate Caitlin's importance. It's clear now that Nike
has, and as y'all can see, that's the shirt with all of the athletes that featured in that commercial on it. Something that stood out among the Caitlin Clark fan base is them not mentioning Caitlin Clark's name at all in this whole damn ad.
Made a huge misstep, and the backlash is bigger than just an oversight. Fans were furious, comparing the treatment of Caitlin to the kind of disrespect that no top athlete should face. It's a tough lesson for a company that seemed to have gotten it right with the Super Bowl ad, only to slip up right afterward. Nike's latest
y'all never beaten the allegations, Nike. Why put Caitlin Clark jersey in this BS? If this lady won't say her name, and she should.
This marketing move has hit a major bump, and fans are furious. The company's blunder? They treated Caitlin Clark like a shadow, making her the athlete who shall not be named in their latest ad. This isn't just a one-time mistake, it's part of a concerning trend that's leaving fans scratching their heads. Let's break it down. During the Super Bowl, Nike aired a commercial featuring some of the biggest names in sports, including Caitlin Clark. Fans were buzzing with excitement. Finally, a company was giving one of women's
So the WNBA, heck, women's sports, it seems, has its own Lord Voldemort. She who shall not be named. Because we saw ESPN of every single female athlete that appeared during the Super Bowl, named all of them. Named every single one of them. Except number 22 from Indiana.
Basketball's brightest stars the recognition she deserves. But then came the shocker. Nike released a follow-up ad promoting a t-shirt with Caitlin's picture on it, and completely forgot to mention her name. Every other athlete got the shout-out, but Caitlin was treated like she didn't even exist. And let's be real, this wasn't just a one-off mistake. Fans,
after we had such a great time during the Super Bowl yesterday, this is crazy, man. I don't know who the admin is over their PR or with these commercials, but they don't like Caitlin Clark, bro. It's clear as day that they don't like her.
they're noticing a pattern. From delays in sneaker releases to underwhelming marketing, it feels like Nike has no idea how to handle one of the most exciting stars in women's sports. It's like the whole Super Bowl hype came crashing down overnight. Caitlin supporters are beyond upset, and it's more than just a few angry tweets. Social media exploded.
What a joke. I'm so over Nike. I think I will put my money in other places. CC is actually signed with boycott Nike.
After the ad aired, people weren't just confused, they were outright enraged. One fan said, "If you're not even going to mention her name while giving a shout out to everyone else, maybe it's time for Caitlin to find a company that truly values her." Ouch, and it didn't stop there. Fans started demanding answers, comparing Nike's treatment.
Like, I'm not even blaming Nike at this stage. I'm blaming 22 from Indiana's agent. Because you better believe, if 22 from Indiana, like Asia, like Juju, was a member of Clutch Sports, this ad would not have seen light. This ad would not have been released. This ad would not have been released. It just wouldn't have. This ad would not have been
Of Caitlin to the way other athletes are treated by their brands. Many suggested that if Caitlin had the backing of a powerhouse agency, this ad would never have been released. The response from fans was swift and brutal. One commenter said, "Nike, you're a joke. How do you mess this up? Caitlin's one of the biggest stars in sports right now."
They named all of them. And now with Nike, they're listing out the names of this. And of course, who do they ignore? The number 22 out of Indiana. Let's take a look at the Nike commercial. And by the way, the most popular of all these sports people is number 22 out of Indiana.
You guys are a bunch of clowns at Nike, at Soul Retriever. Somebody else stated, seriously, if you're not even going to mention her name while you mention everyone else, you might as well drop her and let her sign with the company that truly values her. Said Nike, and that is why you are broke. I miss the old leadership so much. Someone said no Caitlin Clark mentioned, no money. Somebody else said you was doing so well. Wasn't they doing good? They was doing so good. Yesterday was a class act. Oh my God. Somebody else said, well, LOL. Somebody said Nike, it was right there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was right there.
Like, and the worst part is that Nike are fumbling so badly, is their company's on the ropes. They needed that Super Bowl commercial where she's front and center in that, but like as soon as it's anyone has to speak a word out of their mouth, she's Lord Voldemort. So like you put all the blame, like if 22 from Indiana signed with Clutch Sports and the shoe's already released, she probably makes 40 mil from that shoe deal minimum, not 28 mil. And she would not have signed an 8-year deal with Nike.